Hello and welcome to episode 24 of Michaelanius. This is going to be a fun one because today we're talking about zombies. Yeah, zombies. Zombie apocalypses, to be precise. And we've got the whiteboard, so hold on to your horses because I might get belted in the head by it again. So, let's go. Zombie apocalypse. Zombie apocalypses. Yeah. Now, let's start off by having a look at what a zombie is, because trust me, this episode's going to get very real very quickly, and it might actually scare you a little bit. So, don't rule this off as being wild conspiracy yet. What are like the defining features of a zombie? They're usually, like, you categorize them as being irrational, like they don't think very much, they're stupid. So, stupid / irrational. Like, unthinking is usually how they're, presented. They go around in mobs, large groups. They're usually presented as, depending on whether they're biological zombies or mythical, magical zombies, like Ash and the Evil Dead zombies. They're usually presented as infecting people. And finally, they focus a lot on feeding. The picture of, zombies ripping the person to shred and, biting them. That's how they transmit the zombie plague, is by biting someone else. So, feeding. And then I suppose the last thing to add in there would be brains. Brains. Important fifth point to have. So, zombie apocalypses happen. They're real. They're a real life event. It's just that they don't involve a stereotypical zombie apocalypse. They involve, they have happened and they involve infectious diseases. But the thing is, it's not the infectious disease that causes people to become zombies. Because stupid, irrational mobs and groups infecting each other with an obsession of feeding, and they rip the brains out of people, that describes a mob mentality. If you were to have, let's say, for example, you lived in a city, big major city, and someone from, the World Health Organization, or like the CDC, or whatever the, organization's called, reveals that there's been a strain of like H32N15 influenza, and it's like super contagious. There's like Ebola. There's an Ebola outbreak happening in Africa currently. There are mobs attacking the aid centers. Mobs attacking aid centers, yeah. So if it was revealed that there was, a hyper-infectious disease out there, people would panic, wouldn't they? Like, that's understandable. Panicking from people. They'd start to behave irrationally. What would they be doing when they're panicking? Well, they're like, oh my god, I've got to be safe. I need to make sure I stock up. I need to get food. That's two. What happens? They decide to go out and get food, and so they end up forming into big mobs. And so when you look out your window and you see a big mob of people, running down the street, busting open windows and that sort of behaviour will infect others. What happens if you're the one sensible person who's like, well, hang on, guys, it was just, 3 or 4 cases, they quarantined everyone, the entire thing's locked down, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. You've got brains. They don't want brains. They want to eat you alive. Zombie apocalypses have happened in some places. Like wherever you see a large mob of people who are going nuts because of how they perceive the danger of an infectious disease, threatening them, that's a zombie apocalypse. It's not, the zombie apocalypse you see in film, but it's a zombie apocalypse. This would be it. This would be how it would actually happen. Like, you could have the entire world go to shit as a result of a little bit of misinformation and mistimed power outage. I mean, let's play it out. Imagine if you had, a big major city, and it was revealed that there was, someone came across from Africa with Ebola into, Perth, because I'm from Perth. So let's say someone came to Perth with Ebola. It would get plastered all over the news. That's a lot more dangerous than a zombie biting someone, because you can spread the zombie plague through social media. Oh god, yeah, not just through regular media, social media. Facebook would blow that out of proportion. People would be terrified. They'd be spreading the zombie plague to, their family members and all the rest of it. They would start to behave like the zombies. It is actually an idea I had for a film. I tried to pitch it to my brother-in-law. He makes films, and my sister makes films, and they both make films, but the idea was a zombie movie that doesn't actually involve any zombies. It's just people hear about zombies, and people start to react to the perceived threat of zombies, and as a result, everybody becomes zombies. So, you could have, all the usual plotline of a zombie movie, and they're all going out, trying to save themselves, trying to, stock up with supplies, and they go to the local shop and they, ram the front of it in with a car, and hordes of people rush in, and, then people start getting violent, and then there's blood going around, and, the people could go to their next location being like, oh, we have to get to, this place here and get guns, and they get there and there's blood all over the floor, and then they're terrified because, oh my god, the zombies were here and they killed everyone. Of course, it's not zombies, it's just more mobs of people, but, the mobs of people are the zombies. It'd be a great plot for a film, because you could get to the very end of it, and then it could just be revealed that the zombies aren't the threat anymore. I mean, what's the show? The Walking Dead. When was the last time the zombies were the real threat in The Walking Dead? They've been fighting against other people for 5 seasons now. They keep fighting other people. It's how people react that is the real danger in a zombie apocalypse. You don't even need the zombies. You just need the fear of zombies. Fear is the actual enemy. So yeah, being stupid and irrational, massive mobs, infecting others, an obsession with feeding and food, and brains, and more specifically, ignoring the people with brains. Ripping out their brains. That's it. That's a zombie apocalypse, and you can't tell me that that doesn't happen, because I will quite happily link down in the description links to the AIDS centres in Africa. What is it? Mutemba or something like that. A city of about 1 million people, and people are burning down the AIDS centres that are trying to deal with the Ebola crisis that's broken out there. And if that's not a recipe for a zombie apocalypse, or if that doesn't, describe itself exactly like a zombie apocalypse, I don't know what does. So anyway, this has been a fun one. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll happily see you in the next video. Okay, bye for now.